Welcome to this new pattern. This time we create this lovely summer dress, which I love so much. I designed the Mette dress especially for muslin or double gauze fabrics, and it has a very wide fit, but with a belt you can adjust it to your size or wear it without the belt, just for your liking. Without the belt it looks like a kaftan style dress. I decided to make the sleeves even bigger than in the pattern because I love balloon sleeves, and also I found this amazing trim in the antique shop and I wanted to attach it as well. First I cut all the pattern pieces out, and this fabric made it so easy because it has lines. I just had to find the line which suited my size and then I could cut easily along this line, so cutting the fabric was easy this time. With this fabric I experienced some issues sewing with my machine, so I decided to give it a lining. Normally I sew lining and main fabric piece into separate dresses, but this time I decided to attach the lining directly to my main fabric. Here you see me zigzag stitching along the bodice front and bodice back to attach the lining to the main fabric. Now it's time to hem the bodice front. And here you see how I do it. I fold it in and then fold it over to create a beautiful line. You could also attach bias tape. I also do this with the bodice back. Now I sew the hem of my bodice front and bodice back. And then I attach the bodice back to the bodice front, and the pretty sides should face each other. I ironed down the seams to have a lovely fit, and also decided to iron the hems I just created. Now comes my beautiful trim. I attach it to my bodice front and bodice back and create a triangle where the seams hit. Now it's time to sew the trim to my main fabric, and I try to sew it as close to the edge as possible. I sew along the front and back of the bodice. Where I created a triangle, I lift the foot and then I sew along. Now it's time to iron again, and then I found out that I have enough trim to also add an embellishment to my sleeves. I decided to not use lining for the sleeves because I wanted them to be as flowy as possible, and with the wider fit of them I feared adding lining would be too much. They would be too heavy. It would not work as a summer dress. Now comes the part where you attach the lining to the front and back lower body part, and you also do this like you did with the bodice front and bodice back. I designed the top of the skirt to be slightly ruched, so you have to choose a gathering stitch or choose your preferred way to gather. This is what I do here. You see how I slightly move the thread to ruche the fabric in the part where I wish it to be, and then I attach it. I lay it above my main fabric bodice. The pretty sides should be facing, and attach it on the go. With the gathering, I really take my time to create beautiful ruffles. This is what your dress should look like at the moment. Here you can see the gathering and also the trim. Iron down all the seams you have created, especially the seam of the ruffles. Now comes the part where you attach the sleeves to your dress. And then you start from the middle of the sleeve. You attach the middle of the sleeve to the shoulder parts. If you choose a thicker fabric, you could also cut into the seam allowance of the sleeves. But with this fabric and its flowy style, it was easy to sew along, and I did not have to cut in the seam allowance. For the belt, I just decided to use leftovers from my main fabric, so they have a different size than the ones in the pattern. You fold in the side seams and then you fold it over to create a smaller band. You could also use your loop turner to create a strap and turn it around, but I decided to just be quick. Now I also hem my sleeves. This is what I do here. I fold it over and then fold over once again and sew along the sleeve hem. You can sew the elastic to your sleeve right away if you like to have it a bit ruched. I sew the elastic to the sleeve first, and then later in the evening I decided to change it, which was so annoying because I had to unpick the hemline and create a bigger loop for the elastic to be thread through. You could also leave the sleeve open if you like to have a fairy style dress. Now comes the time where you close the side seams. Your pretty sides should be facing, and don't forget to insert the strap. under the armpit, and make sure not to sew over the length of the strap. Press again, and then you can create the hem. I fold it over once again, and then I sew along the hem. It was such a fun make, and I love the antique lacing detail I attached to the sleeves, and I am so happy that I made it diagonal to the normal stripes of the dress, because it makes this dress quite unique. I hope you're having a lot of fun creating many Mette dresses, and I can't wait to see what you're making with this pattern.